Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Toady.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. They got plenty to say. They got plenty of heart. On the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast. It's the Parkland Podcast. Yeah, the Parkland Podcast with Jason and Mark. Jason and Mark.
That song never gets old, Mark.
Never gets old. Brother Tom, thank you so much.
I sing it all the time. Like I'll be walking down the hallway at the high school and there's the
I'll be harmony.
Okay, yeah. We can do it. Hey, got a great show for you. This is episode 38. And we will be visiting with Paul and Ashley and all the Grindstaff girls to talk about the Living Well project. Again, if you see the blue cup in our podcast, that's what it's all about. But we're going to give you all the details with the Grindstaff family. They'll be joining us here at the barn. Then we're going to visit with United Way Executive Director Suzanne Baker. We promise this time.
Yeah, she'll be here. Talked to her last night. She's looking forward to it.
Great. Always, and again, we should have had her like at the start of the show because she's good on the mic, as they say.
Suzanne on the podcast could also be subtitled Mark and Jason Take a Break because we just give the mic to Suzanne and she takes over from there.
All that and more coming up on this episode of the Parkland Podcast, brought to you by Parkland Pharmacy, Discover Farmington, Subway, Eat Fresh, First State Community Bank, Save a Lot of the Parkland, Heimberger Construction, and Booz & Bark Carpet. Want to remind everybody we have election night coverage coming up on April the 8th, and we will be the first to tell you who the new mayor of Farmington will be. In fact, we had a poll on our Facebook page
Been
this week.
looking at it.
The first poll, and right now, Chris Morrison has a small lead over Mitt Landrum.
Very close, though.
Yeah, very close. And what I dig too is just seeing who is voting for whom.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You see some interesting names on there.
You do. So make sure you take advantage of those Facebook polls. Again, we'll have a different race for you to vote on every week. And speaking of weeks, what did you do this week?
It's a pretty calm week for me. I just enjoyed some of the sunshine that we had. You know, I lead an exciting life when probably the biggest thing that happened to me that made me the happiest was I got a new burn barrel at my house.
A new burn barrel.
Yes. Thanks, Raj, for bringing that out. I love my new burn barrel.
Wow. It's my neighbor, when I was a kid, used to burn their trash like every night. And he also barbecued too, so it was almost like a contest.
Hopefully not from the same location.
Well, sometimes just put a big circular thing over the top of that. No, it's like sometimes is that trash or is that dinner? So you couldn't tell in the early going, but by the end you could definitely tell which was which. Had a full week of school this past week, so
yeah,
wow,
there's a big change of pace for schools.
That was a big change, but it was good to get back and see the students again and check in with them, and you know, they were, as the week progressed, they were very tired the first part of the week for most of the day, but as things progressed, and I think as the weather got nicer too, they definitely perked up, and by the end of the week, I think we're back on schedule again.
And we almost buried the lead. Welcome to March.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to March. We've got January and February out of the way. Good luck to all of our athletes with sports, winter sports wrapping up. Mm-hmm. I think this is the week that official practices can begin for spring sports at area high schools. So, oh, man, you can feel spring in the air.
You certainly can. And March, I guess, is coming in like a lamb.
Lambish. It's still kind of cold.
I guess.
After going from 75 to 40.
Yeah.
But I'll take this over 0 and snow and sleet nice any day.
Oh, absolutely. I'm done with snow. Music trivia. What do you got?
Oh, yeah. I got some just plain old trivia for you.
Okay.
And some music trivia for you
both
as well. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. This country music legend was once attacked by an ostrich.
Keith Urban.
Not Keith Urban. That's a good guess, though.
Australian.
Johnny Cash.
Oh.
He had
well,
a
that makes
pet
sense.
ostrich. The thing charged him, broke several of his ribs.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Huh.
This classic rock group was named after Buddy Holly. This is a gimme.
Is it Buddy Holly and the Crickets?
No, come on, think about it. Think about it. Buddy Holly.
The Hollies.
There you
Oh, okay.
go. There you go. All right.
I'm
Let's
stupid
see.
sometimes.
This classic rock and roll drummer inspired the name of the band Led Zeppelin.
This classic rock and roll drummer inspired the name. Golly. Ringo Starr?
Close, Keith Moon.
Oh, okay.
He's-
Okay.
When they told him that what the name of the band was going to be, he says, "You'll go." No, when they told him they were forming a band, he said, "You'll go down like a Led Zeppelin."
Ah, and they went, ooh, that's a good name.
All right. This Full House actor is believed to be the inspiration for Alanis Morissette's hit song,
Oh,
"You Ought to Know."
Uncle Joey.
No,
No?
it's Dave Coulier.
Yeah, Uncle Joey. That was Dave Coulier.
Oh, I thought Uncle Joey was the. No, that was Jesse. That was the,
Yeah, Uncle Jesse was
John Stamos.
John Stamos, one of the handsomest men to ever walk the face of the earth.
I've been told I've had my name and John Stamos' name mentioned in the same sentence a lot.
Really?
Yeah, people look at me and girls and they go, "Hey, there's Mark Doty. He's no John Stamos." All right, boom, boom. And finally, this game show celebrated its 10,000th episode this past week.
Price is Right?
Very good.
Yeah.
Bang, ended on a bang. Very good,
Okay.
very good.
I loved watching Price is Right as a kid. Bob Barker, just amazing how he could work a crowd, and he was never, like, you never got him off kilter, man. He was always smooth.
I always would get aggravated at people who would bid like $4,000 on the showcase, and then somebody else would go, "I'll go 4,001."
I know, right?
Oh, that should not be allowed.
Yeah. Just $1 more. Very, very good. Totally awesome radio story. Your well is run dry, at least for now.
At least for now, until I sit down and really think about it. I'm sure there's a
Yeah.
million things I did that were stupid enough to qualify. I just can't think of them.
So I'm going to tell a little bit about my trip to spring training. Golly, what year was that? I want to say it was
2004.
2015,
Oh,
2016. It was the one and only year that Jason Hayward was a Cardinal, if that helps you out.
That would be 2016, probably, because he
2016?
left and went to the Cubs,
And then they won
the World Series.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
But so
One of my least favorite players in the history of baseball because of that.
yeah. He was nice at spring training, though. He was like cutting his fingernails, and I walked up to him in the locker room and was like, "Hey, Jason Hayward, newest Cardinal. Jason Lowry from Cardinals Radio Network. Can I talk to you?" "Oh, yeah." He didn't know any better. You know, he just thought I was...
Yeah, and then
One of
he
those
said,
dudes.
"I'm sorry, I think that the Cubs are built to
Yeah.
win better than the Cardinals are, so I can't root for Jason Hayward no matter what."
Also interviewed Yadier Molina in that same session, and that
Yadi.
was a good grab because he does not do many one-on-one interviews at all, and I just like caught him on a good day. I don't think he was in the lineup that day, and this was the year that he lost a bunch of weight, and
Got in
at
shape.
first I thought he was Carlos Martinez when he walked in, but then I saw the signature Yadier Molina neck tattoo.
He said,
and knew-
"Score."
Yeah, that's Yachty. And so, yeah, got him to talk. I'm trying to think who else I interviewed.
Well, when he
in
was
that
a
session.
rookie, the radio station went to a Cardinal baseball game, and we sat in a luxury box at the old Busch Stadium. This was pre-New Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
And we were out in center field, and Yadier Molina was in the outfield, and all the girls just thought he was the cutest thing since sliced bread. So they were all talking with him, and he was flirting with them, and I'm just kind of watching, and I look into the batter's box, and there's Albert Pujols getting ready to hit. So I'm watching him, and he hits one a country mile straight at me, and I watch it go over my head all the way to the very back of, if you remember how they had that kind of grassy area,
Yeah,
straight away
yeah.
center field. It went all the way to the very, very, very back of that, and I ran back there, and I grabbed it, And I'm like, normally there would have been 30 people going for this, but everybody else was up there flirting with Yadier Molina.
Nice.
So Yadier Molina helped me get an Albert Pujols baseball batting practice home run. So thank you, Yadi.
Very cool. There you go. So we worked it in as a totally awesome radio story.
Yeah, I almost got arrested too, by the way, that day.
Wait a second.
Because
you almost got arrested for what?
Well, I might have had a beer or two, and I may have gotten out of my designated seating area.
Oh.
And the security may have told me to get out of there more than once or twice or 7 times. And finally, one of the guys says, "Do you want to go to jail?" And I said, "No." And then I just didn't get out of the way. I minded my manners after that.
Civil disobedience, a totally awesome radio story. Subway, eat fresh. We always eat as fresh as we can when we eat at Subway in Deloge, Park Hills, and Farmington. And Mark, a brand new item coming to the menu very, very soon.
Yeah, check this out. It'll be available in April. Foot-long nachos. I know I was talking to Mike this past Friday, and the girls, by the way, hello, Heather, hello,
Hi.
Jessica, hello, Brianna. You girls are wonderful. Mike and Jake, you're all right, too. No,
Yeah,
just
pretty good,
kidding.
pretty
Yeah. You'll do in a pinch. No, they are wonderful people, great customer service. These are coming out in April. But something else that I noticed when I was in there this past time, they, by the way, love the soups at Subway. But they have a $6.99 meal of the day. I didn't realize that.
Every day of the week.
Yeah, that is a very cool thing. And they also have some ways you can make it a combo with cookies and drinks. Don't forget about their foot-long dippers. They also have a foot-long cookie now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the only thing better than a cookie is a foot-long cookie.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you can eat fresh and you can eat well and not pay a whole lot and get great customer service at Subway.
The wife and I ate there one of our many snow days a couple of weeks ago, and it was just fantastic. The food was fresh, and the service was even better. They're like, "Do you know who this is? This is Jason Lowry from the Parkland podcast." But then they do that for everybody. They make everybody feel like Mark Toady when they walk in to your local Subway. They're located in Farmington, Park Hills, and Deloge. Subway, eat fresh.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Here's the news for episode 38 of the Parkland podcast.
The switch is on at the I-55 US 67 interchange. On Friday, February 21st, southbound I-55 traffic moved on to the newly constructed median pavement from north of Central Avenue to south of the interchange. Southbound I-55 traffic has switched onto the new median this week. Moving traffic onto the new median pavement allows for the demolition of the existing southbound I-55 pavement and I-55 bridges over Central Avenue, 3rd Street, and US 67, all work weather permitting. In addition to the traffic shift, the southbound US 67 loop ramp to southbound I-55 is now closed for 6 months, while the southbound I-55 bridge over US 67 is demolished and replaced. To view more information, go to modot.org.
A Bismarck man is facing 94 years in prison after Judge Wendy Wexler Horn sentenced 48-year-old Robert Taylor on 2 counts of assault first degree on law enforcement and several other charges. They all go to an event that took place in April of 2022 when St. Francis County deputies served a warrant at Taylor's Iron Mountain Lake residence when he shot at deputies, hitting one with shrapnel. After a long standoff, Taylor was eventually taken into custody. The Missouri Senate is paving the way for utility companies to change the way utility rates are set. Senate Bill 4 would allow utility companies to set rates based on projected costs. The bill also allows utility companies to include construction work in progress in their rate calculations. Proponents of the measure feel it could save money down the road for customers and lead to smaller long-term increases. while those against the bill point out that utility companies are already asking for rate increases separate from this bill. The bill is now in the hands of the House Utilities Committee.
St. Francis County lost a longtime community leader this past week. L.J. Miller passed away at the age of 91. Among other things, he served on the board of directors for Commerce Bank for over 20 years. He also served for the North County School Board of Education and the Farmington City Council. Well known for construction as well. Over the course of his career, he built over 700 homes and 3,000 apartments, including Harlan Estates and Whispering Pines, among others. In 2018, he was recognized by the city of Farmington with a Distinguished Citizen Award.
The Farmington Community Civic Center will begin the first phase of locker room and natatorium renovations. The Civic Center North End locker rooms will be closed to the public starting on Monday. The locker rooms on the south end of the gymnasium will be available for use during those renovations. The natatorium will reopen on June the 1st. And that is your news for episode 38 of the Parkland Podcast. Parkland Pharmacy, local pharmacy at its finest. Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, Greenville, customer service. They know how to help you navigate the challenging world of medicine and healthcare. And boy, they just do such a great job.
They are wonderful people to deal with. I know when I go in there to get my prescriptions filled, I'm always greeted by a smile, whether it's Julie, whether it's Carrie, whether it's Ruthie. It doesn't really say, I know them all by name.
You do.
They're just so fun to deal with, and I feel like I'm mattered. I'm not just another customer when I go to Parkland Pharmacy. I go to the Farmington store. I know you go to the one in Deloge. They have locations throughout Southeast Missouri, and customer service is their number one priority.
And delivery, too. And I know those delivery drivers were going above and beyond when we had all that bad weather.
Yes, they did.
Kudos to them. And again, just another example of the great service you always get at Parkland Pharmacy. They're the Friendly First, their First State Community Bank. They have all three of those Farmington locations ready to serve you. They have tremendous online banking. And when you are like me and you make a bank error and you try to put a check into your business account and it accidentally goes into your personal account, the customer service is fantastic. That happened to me the other day.
And they really are a community bank. I know during the bell ringing season for the United Way of St. Francis County, they would open up early, or they wouldn't even open up early, but they would come in early just for us so we could count the money twice a week that we collected through bell ringing. And I thought that was awful nice. They got a full day ahead of them, but they came into work an hour and a half early just so we could get in there and count our money. Just one of a number of examples we could give of how First State Community Bank gets involved in the community, and that's why we do business there.
Yeah, and they're grooming the future. They have the bank location at the high school. In fact, this past Friday was branch meeting day, and all the kids that work in the branch were all dressed up and looking professional for their meetings with the Brain Trust. I know Andy Buchanan was there.
Whoa.
And I know, right?
Big league in it.
Yeah, and so they get that full experience too, and that's so neat to help prepare these bright young minds for what they're going to see in the future. And again, the names, it's right there in the name, community, and that's another great example of what they do at First State Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender, online at fscb.com. These are your events. They are presented by Discover Farmington, more than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out more about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
Hey, there's a good meal being served up this Wednesday at the Methodist Church in Farmington.
Grant applications still being accepted at this time for the United Way of St. Francis County. If you're a not-for-profit organization, contact Suzanne Baker or go to unitedwayofsfc.org.
Oh, it's going to be a dandy. Don't let the pigeon drive the bus. The musical. You can purchase tickets at the Farmington Civic Center or call 756-0900. Tickets are $10 for adults, $6 for kids.
March 8th, join me at the Mouse Races, 6 o'clock at St. Joseph Catholic School in Farmington. We'll have a great time raising money for the Catholic school.
And then on March 14th, there's a trivia night for the Farmington Education Foundation at Black Knight Fieldhouse.
The 38th annual Mike O'Brien and Carol Moore Jazz Festival taking place on Saturday, March 15th. 7:30 is the big show at Mineral Area College featuring Steve Wiest. Tickets are just $15, and you will thoroughly enjoy this concert.
The 4th annual Last Minor Riding Mountain Bike event is March 15th. It'll start at 9 a.m. at St. Joe State Park.
St. Francis County Rotary Club has their annual mouse races. They are March 15th at 6 o'clock at the Mineral Area College Tech Building.
Planning for the Farmington Community Garden is underway. The next meeting is March 20th, 7 o'clock at the Farmington Public Library. If you have questions, you can contact Melanie at Earth Mother Health Foods or the City of Farmington. It's located every year at Boyce and Perrine Streets, and boy, do they do a good job with that.
They do, right in the shadow of the water tower,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
That
Yes,
way all the
indeed.
water, it's well irrigated.
Lots of good tomatoes
Yes.
there.
Oh, yeah. Farmington High School Theater Guild proudly presents Addams Family, the Musical, March 20th through the 23rd, 7 o'clock each night at Truman Auditorium.
There's a big trivia night for the SEMO Family Violence Council, 7 o'clock at St. Paul Elementary School on March 28th.
And we keep telling you about it. Make sure you get those
Thank you very
advance tickets. It's Elvis Meets the Beatles, April 26th, 7 o'clock at the Centene Center. And again, you can save big money with those advance tickets, $20 in advance, $30 at the door. It's an award-winning Elvis impersonator and award-winning Beatles impersonators together performing all the tunes you love. That should be a great show, Mark.
Yes, it should. I like both those performers.
Oh, yeah, should be great. And those are your events. They are powered by Discover Farmington. Find out about local events, even book a wedding or day trip at discoverfarmingtonmo.com. Heimberger Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com. They have been building beautiful buildings in our area since 1978, Mark Tody, and they have those Butler buildings.
The Butler buildings are the best metal building system on the market, and the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. Jennifer Heimberger, who runs Heimberger Construction, does a fabulous job, and she really cares about the area. She gets involved in a whole lot of things in the community. I know she's supporting a Little League baseball team. That's one of her current things, which is just really awesome. So Jennifer, she's been to a couple of Kansas City Chiefs football games, which makes me really jealous.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for her. I hope she's gotten over the loss.
She's still a little bitter, but aren't we all?
Exactly. Anyways, HeimbergerConstruction.com. Check out the beautiful work they've done, not only around the Parkland, but around the region. HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. I love Save-A-Lot at the Parkland. In fact, I believe every Saturday when we record the Parkland podcast, I get a text from Save-A-Lot during the show, and you can sign up for those text alerts. There's a super sale going on, and you can take advantage of that at all of your Save-A-Lot locations in the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
Yeah, I may have to stop by for that. It's a 99 cents produce super sale, but by the time you see this, it'll be gone. So you need to sign up for these specials. That's the thing. Sign up for these specials when you stop in at your local Save-A-Lot store so you can be aware when this exactly happens. And stop by, man. The store is clean. The people are awesome to deal with. The butchers cut the meat fresh every day. And you feel like you're shopping in your own hometown supermarket.
I went there a couple weeks ago, and they, the 5 for $24.99. That day it was 6 for $24.99. So I got like extra meat.
Steal.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the kind of specials you could see every day. But again, sign up for those text alerts, and you can do that by hopping on their Facebook page. Save a lot of the lead belts. They'll walk you through that, or the next time you're in the store, you can take care of that as well. Save a lots at the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington. Let's do the birthdays here on the Parkland Podcast. Folks have been asking, how do I get my birthday on the Parkland Podcast? How do I get Mark Tody and Jason Lowry to wish me a happy birthday? Well, easiest way is to message us on Facebook or TikTok. We're now rocking out the TikToks every day as well. So just send us a message on either one of those platforms. Or if you're old school, let me give you the official email of the company, jkldigmed@gmail.com. That was a poor choice of email selection. Oh, well. jkldigmed@gmail.com. Mark Tody, who is celebrating a birthday on Monday, March 3rd?
Hey, good friend of the podcast, and I really want to get her daughter on the podcast because she has been doing so many awesome things. Mindy Orr celebrates a birthday on Monday. Mindy, happy birthday to you from your husband, your son, and your daughter. Her daughter has been to the radio station numerous occasions to do interviews about plays and whatnot. And now she's been to New York. She's been to California. She's in college doing all kinds of plays. And I know her mom is right there with her for just about all of that. So Mindy, happy birthday to you. She's married. Her husband is, if you notice the last name Orr, think of hockey great Bobby Orr.
Yes.
There is a relationship there somewhere down the road.
See, I had Chris in class, and I never thought to ask him that.
Yes,
Huh.
yes.
And yeah, Chris, you're doing awesome at Missouri S&T as well.
Yeah, well, you got to be smart to go there
he
for
is.
sure. And Justin Arnett, happy birthday to you. I served with him on the Southeast Missouri Family Violence Council board for a bunch of years, and also on the helping hands of the Southeast Missouri Mental Health Center. Good guy. Happy birthday from Ricky, your wife, and all your family.
I want to wish a happy birthday to the coach, Eric Thompson.
Mean harmonica playing machine.
Oh, man. When he plays Copperhead Road.
Oh, yeah.
And he figured out, those little like punch ball things you get at the dollar store. You blow them up and it's like, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. So what he does is he blows that up.
Yep.
And then he puts it up to his harmonica. And he just slowly lets it play in this other harmonica. And it gets that bagpipe sound. And it is so cool. Great basketball coach as well.
Yes, he was. Arcadia Valley, right?
Arcadia Valley, and I know he coached at a few other stops around the area as well. Always big into playing physical, and I know that when my brother played for him during an AAU summer, they actually got out football pads. They got that
really?
Tough. Oh yeah. So happy birthday, Coach. Hope you have a great day. And former student Elizabeth Godat. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Hope you're having a great day. How about Tuesday, March the 4th?
Hey, I just have one birthday for Tuesday. Happy birthday to Amber Perry. Got to know her when she was an FFA kid at Farmington High School. I hope you are doing well. That's from your mom, Buffy, and all your family and your kids. Hope you are doing great. Amber, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to Kelly Rackley. Kelly, great mom, and of course has to put up with Brady, so that also makes her very big in everybody else's eyes too. Happy birthday, Kelly. Hope it's an awesome day for you. Terry Ann Pankhurst celebrating a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Terry. And here's a special birthday wish emailed into the Parkland podcast. Jerry Ray Will III. He is the scrap king and a Delasue legend.
Wow, well, if you're a Delasue legend, you've got to be something.
Yeah. He also works at MFA Fertilizer, which might be a little alarming. But no, happy birthday, Jerry Ray. Hope it's a great day for you. Who do you have for Wednesday, March the 5th?
Wednesday, a great trivia organizer, Emily Bach.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrates a birthday. Emily, I hope you are doing fantastic. She is funny. She can sing.
She is.
And she's very talented in a lot of different ways. Happy birthday from your husband, Greg, and all your family, especially your mom, Miss Donna, one of the world's biggest Kansas City Chiefs fans. I hope you are doing great. Happy birthday to Dana Gillum. worked for many years. I think she still does for the city of Farmington with the police department. Dana, happy birthday to you from Jason and all the family. Happy birthday to Lindsay Brown. That's from your mom and dad and your sister. And we hope you have a great day. She works out a lot at the Civic Center. She is a lean, mean workout machine. And Michelle Day, who used to work at the radio station
Michelle.
with us. Happy birthday to you, Michelle. I hope you are doing great.
Want to wish a happy birthday to Paul Fitzwater, former state representative.
Good guy.
And, still officiating. I think he's, what's he on? He's on some kind of big committee in the state of Missouri.
Yeah, he is.
I think it has to deal with the correction system.
I forget. I remember him being on it, though.
Yeah, but still officiating. And the classic Paul Fitzwater move, it's the end of the game. It's a blowout. Guys like Jason Lowry are finally getting to check into the contest to play, but the clock is running. Paul Fitzwater would all of a sudden have what he called an inadvertent whistle, and he would be he lost the contact. So he's like, "Oh, I got to stop. I lost the contact."
Just to let the kids play.
Let the kids get in. Never wore contacts in his life. Happy birthday, Paul. Hope it's a great day. Dr. Prince, Carla Prince, celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Carla, from the whole gigantic family. And they actually live like a stone's throw away from the barn. So happy birthday to her. Amanda DeMint, she does a lot of the instrumental work and lessons at the Mineral Area Fine Arts Academy. Does a great job with that. Amy Horton. Amy is a Deloge legend, but now lives in Park Hills. And I think she's about ready to retire from librarian in the North County School District. Happy birthday, Amy. Hope it's a great day. And Andy Hardy celebrating a birthday on Wednesday. Happy birthday, Andy. Hope you have a great one. What about Thursday, March 6th?
Thursday, happy birthday to Denise Gallagher. Hope you're doing well, young lady. That's from your kids and from everybody on the Help the Hungry Bake Sale Committee. Denise has been a part of that over the years. Brian Hubbard celebrates a birthday on Thursday. Brian, happy birthday to you. He used to work with Brandon at Hub's Pub. He
Makes
had the
sense.
meat market in Farmington. I think he's living in like Alabama or someplace like that right now. Happy birthday to you from your mom, your kids, and all your family. Dale Rahm, happy birthday to you, buddy, from all your friends at St. Paul Lutheran Church. And our good buddy, Buzz Brooks. Cool name. He sounds like he ought to be in a Tom Hanks animated movie.
I know, right?
With the name Buzz Brooks.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you from your wife, Pam, and from Heather and Jason, and from all of the family.
I just have one on Thursday. McKenna Pack celebrating a birthday. World traveler extraordinaire and a great artist. Happy birthday, McKenna. Hope you have a great day. What about Friday, March the 7th?
Friday, some old school birthdays. Two people I went to high school with. Paul Ladwig celebrates a birthday on Friday. In fact, next week, if you help me remember, that'll be my totally awesome radio story.
Okay.
We'll center around Paul Ladwig. Anyway, Paul, happy birthday to you, buddy. Living out in California. I think he's doing some real estate stuff now. Anita Hill celebrates a birthday. Went to high school with her. She was a cheerleader at Farmington. Had a ton of school spirit. Tina Dougherty, happy birthday to you, young lady. Her maiden name's Eck, if you remember the Eck family, Andy Eck and all them.
Sure.
Tina Dougherty, happy birthday to you. She definitely got the looks in the family. There's no doubt about that. And Rick Will celebrates a birthday on Friday. Rick, happy birthday to you from your wife, Diane, and from your daughter, and from all your family. I hope you are doing fantastic. Rick is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Is he related to the Della Sioux legend?
I don't know if he
okay.
is or not. He used to live down the road from me when I lived out in the country.
Oh. Happy birthday on Friday to, I guess, current Central Rebel assistant football coach, but the new head coach of the Potosi Trojans football team, Mr. Mark Casey.
He's got
going
a
back to the purple.
long career in coaching for sure,
yeah.
as does his wife.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, Tracy. I always like to say her name like Casey Kasem. Tracy Casey. It just kind of rolled off. But happy birthday, Mark. It's your day today.
Yeah, buddy.
Enjoy. And Jeremy Booyer celebrating a birthday on Friday. Happy birthday, Jeremy. Hope it is awesome for you. What about Saturday, March 8th?
Happy birthday, Amy Licks. Amy and her husband are the owner of Honeysuckle Farms, the new meat store in Farmington. Hope you're doing great. Happy birthday to you from your husband, Scott, and your 3 kids and your friends and family at St. Paul Lutheran Church. Happy birthday to Carter Murray. Carter is a heck of a good guy. He wants to get into politics. He wants to intern with like Jason Smith and people like that and get a feel for the political scene.
Okay.
Smart kid, though. Smart kid. Happy birthday from your mom and dad, your sister, and all your family. Colin Rogers, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Brockmiller Construction now. Happy birthday to you, Colin. He is such a good dude, always helps out in the community, gets behind a lot of projects, and is just a heck of a good guy. Jennifer Morrison, who you know as the wife of Chris Morrison, who is running for mayor in Farmington. Jennifer, happy birthday to you from Chris. Something tells me I know who she's going to vote for mayor.
I saw it on the Facebook page.
It was on the poll. Yeah, it was on the poll. Happy birthday to you, Jennifer. I hope you're doing great. And when they say the word crazy man or the words crazy man, they may be talking about this next guy, Willie McDavid.
Yeah.
One of the craziest dudes you will ever meet celebrating a birthday. And it comes about naturally because I think a couple of folks in his family are
Oh,
crazy
my
too.
gosh, the McDavid boys. One time I had the pleasure of golfing with all 3 of them, Willie, Husky, and Mikey. Husky, Matt, was, my grade, and we were best buddies throughout high school and still do a good job of keeping in touch. And Willie hated the nickname The Leg, which I believe that he got, it was the North County press announcer for many, many years.
Yeah.
His name's on the Ed, golly.
Yeah.
Anyways, and you can tell a million stories about that guy. Holy cow. But he liked Willie the Leg McDavid, and Willie hated it. But he was quite the kicker and a great athlete back at North County back in the early 90s. Happy birthday, Willie. And he hates being called Willie, too. He's been Will since like 1993. But you're still
I've never
Willie to
called
me.
him anything but Willie.
I know, right? And then Sunday. Oh, wait, no. Craig Vaughn with a birthday on Saturday. Craig, former Daily Journal writer. Now he is a digital media teacher at Bishop DeBerg High School in St. Louis. Doing a really good job up there.
Good dude.
Absolutely. What about Sunday, March 9th?
Sunday, my buddy Randy Tuttle celebrates a birthday. He's getting married to his fiancée, Michelle, I think in September of this year. They dated for 12 years. I guess they didn't want to rush they didn't want to rush into anything. But happy birthday to you, Randy. His nickname is One More. And if you ever see him at the Elks or at Cousins or any other watering hole, you'll find out real quick why they call him One More.
One more.
Time to go. Oh, one more. One more. Happy birthday, Randy. Hope you're doing great. Sarah Brewer, happy birthday to you. I've known her since, she was young. Her mom and dad are Dennis and Patty Smith. Dennis was on the city council for a bunch of years and on the United Way board. That's their oldest daughter. Happy birthday to you, Sarah, from your daughters. And we hope you have a fantastic day. And my buddy, Jack Whaley. I don't know if he's any relation to your side of the family.
He might be, yeah. There's a lot of Whaleys.
He's more of a Farmington Whaley, so I don't know. But anyway, great guy, funny guy too. Yeah, he's a good dude. Jack, happy birthday to you. I hope you're doing great.
Happy birthday on Sunday to Lana Taylor, former head coach of the Mineral Area College Lady Cardinal basketball team.
I love her.
Yeah, absolutely. Great referee, too.
She was a really good player.
Yeah, absolutely. And still getting up and down the courts, doing a lot of reffing around. Happy birthday, Lana. I hope it's a great day for you. The first gentleman of Farmington High School, Mr. Samson Lamons.
Ooh.
He's the first gentleman because his wife is the principal, Dr. Jamie Lamons. But Samson is a tremendously talented woodworker, construction guy, very creative.
It's got to be strong.
Oh, yeah.
With a name like Samson.
Yeah, he's,
just don't cut your hair.
Yeah, he's got long hair, too.
Yeah.
But, just a great guy. And if you're looking for some kind of like custom home improvements, that's your guy. He really does some great work. Corey Schrum celebrating a birthday on Sunday as well. Happy birthday, Corey. And former student of mine, Nathaniel Schulte, celebrating a birthday on Sunday, too. Happy birthday, Nathaniel. Those are your birthdays and your anniversaries for the week of Monday, March 3rd. Want to thank Booze and Bark Carpet, Flooring, and Granite for sponsoring the Parkland podcast. That is the #1 name in our region when it comes to flooring, comes to countertops, when it comes to trailer sales. The website is boozeandbarkflooring.com. And Mark, they make it pretty easy, even for a guy your age, to navigate.
Even a guy like me. The beauty of what they do is you can go in and shop.
Yeah.
If you're the kind of person that likes to look at what you're shopping for, you can go in and they'd love to talk to you. But you can also do everything through the comfort of your own home through the online process, which makes it real easy as well.
It sure does. But if you want to get in there, you want to see it, you want to feel it, you want to get a good idea of how it's going to look in your house. I mean, spring is coming. Oh, spring, please get here soon. Soon. And you're going to want that new flooring. You're going to want your house to look its best. It's a great investment. So why not talk to the name that's the best in the area? And that's Booze and Bark Carpet, located on Highway 67. Wave at us when you see us on the billboard. I love Save a Lot of the Parkland. In fact, I believe every Saturday when we record the Parkland podcast, I get a text from Save a Lot during the show, and you can sign up for those text alerts. There's a super sale going on, and you can take advantage of that at all of your Save a Lot locations in the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
Yeah, I may have to stop by for that. It's a 99 cents produce super sale, but by the time you see this, it'll be gone. So you need to sign up for these specials. That's the thing. Sign up for these specials when you stop in at your local Save a Lot store so you can be aware when this exactly happens. And stop by, man. The store is clean. The people are awesome to deal with. The butchers cut the meat fresh every day. And you feel like you're shopping in your own hometown supermarket.
I went there a couple weeks ago, and they, the 5 for $24.99. That day it was 6 for $24.99. So I got like extra meat.
Steal.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the kind of specials you could see every day. But again, sign up for those text alerts, and you can do that by hopping on their Facebook page. Save a Lot of the Lead Belts. They'll walk you through that, or the next time you're in the store, you can take care of that as well. Save a Lots at the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington. Here's your sports, and we begin with the state wrestling meet. And the Farmington Knights have 2 state champions winning just minutes apart. Aiden Hahn finishes in first place in the 126 weight class, and Presley Johnson wins the 138-pound weight class. One other Farmington wrestler would finish in the top 5. That would be Lane Weiss in the 165-pound weight class. As a team, the Knights finished 5th in the state. In Class 2, Jacob Schweigert of St. Genevieve is the state champion in the 285-pound weight division. And in the 144-pound Class 2 weight division, Drake Meyer would finish in 2nd place. Class 2, 3rd place winner was Brody Winters in the 120-pound division. In the 157-pound division, Owen Roth would finish in 4th place. And in 3rd place, Mason Langenart would win for St. John in the 165th pound division. And in the 138-pound weight class, St. Genevieve's Owen Drury would finish in 5th. The Dragons as a team would finish 3rd. And in Class 1, 157-pound weight class, Valley Catholic's William Kuhn would finish in 5th place. And in girls wrestling, St. Genevieve Dragons' Kelly Fallert would win the state title in the 140-pound weight class. Now to district basketball, as Class 1, 2, and 3 had their district tournaments get underway this past week. And for the first time in school history, the St. Paul Lady Giants are district champs. They win the Class 2 District 4 championship game over Bismarck, 53-45. Arcadia Valley would fall in the Class 3 District 2 championship to Woodland, 73-67. And then the Valley of Caledonia Vikings win their first district title in 33 years on the boys' side. They win the Class 2 District 4 tournament over Meadow Heights, 55-43. Valley Catholic's boys would fall in the Class 3 District 3 championship game to Jefferson, 74-64. Turning now to Mineral Area College basketball. The men close out the regular season with a 75-63 win over Three Rivers. The ladies lose their season finale to Three Rivers 74-72. Both teams now in the Region 16 tournament. The men will face Three Rivers again on Friday at Jefferson College, while the women will face Moberly on Thursday. College baseball for the week. The MAC baseball team goes 6-0. They sweep 2 doubleheaders with State Fair and take a pair of games from Coahoma. In college softball, the ladies go 5-2 on the week, beating Shawnee and Kaskaskia twice, along with North Arkansas. And some sad news to pass along. Former Fredericktown and Perryville head football coach Mike Wojcik passed away Friday at the age of 50. He was a coach admired by many and a friend to all. That is a check of sports on the Parkland Podcast. Heimberger Construction, HeimbergerConstruction.com. They have been building beautiful buildings in our area since 1978, Mark Tody, and they have those Butler buildings.
The Butler buildings are the best metal building system on the market, and the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. Jennifer Heimberger, who runs Heimberger Construction, does a fabulous job, and she really cares about the area. She gets involved in a whole lot of things in the community. I know she's supporting a Little League baseball team. That's one of her current things, which is just really awesome. So Jennifer, she's been to a couple of Kansas City Chiefs football games, which makes me really jealous.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for her. I hope she's gotten over the loss.
She's still a little bitter, but aren't we all?
Exactly. Anyways, HeimbergerConstruction.com. Check out the beautiful work they've done, not only around the Parkland, but around the region. HeimbergerConstruction.com, 431-4387. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com is more than you ever imagined. You find out about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. People say, there's nothing going on around here. They're not looking in the right place.
Yeah, definitely go to DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com. Just keep up to date with everything that's going on. And trust me, once the weather warms up a little bit, there's going to be more things than you can shake a stick at to do. So definitely, not just a Farmington thing, even though it says Discover Farmington. It'll keep you up to date with stuff going on around on the entire area, whether it's a winery trip or maybe to one of the state parks. Discover Farmington has all the info you need.
And any of the shows and things that are coming up to Farmington, as far as events happening at the Centene Center, things like that, we will make sure that you find out about it courtesy of our friends at Discover Farmington. We are back on the Parkland Podcast, and we are going to talk about community service, not just here in the Parkland, but across the world.
Global community service.
Global community service. We have the Grindstaff family back again in the barn, their second time on the show. How are we doing this morning?
Wonderful. Great. Thanks for having us.
Well, when we have Paul in, we talk about blues, brews, and barbecue. When we have Ashley in, we like to talk about living well. And you've got a big fundraiser coming up this month. Ashley, tell us about the Living Well Project and what it's set up to do.
So we started the Living Well Project in 2021. And what we have been doing is we've been drilling water wells for rural communities in all over the world, actually. We've even been to Dominican Republic for a Haitian refugee camp. But most of our wells have been in Africa. So
this has been going on for a couple of years. Like you said, did you realize back in 2021 when you started that it would grow to be this big of a thing?
Absolutely not. We saw a need in one of the communities that we sponsor children in, and we met that need, and then we realized, we can't stop now. There's so many people that have to go so far for something that's essential. Literally, we have to have every day. So
we are so blessed. We just walk over to the tap, we open it up, the water's there.
Yeah.
We have running water in the bathrooms. I mean, that's not the case in these communities, is it?
Right. No, not at all. I mean, a lot of folks, and especially the kids, unfortunately, have to sacrifice school sometimes just to walk and get water maybe 2-3 times a day to cook or clean, drink, and but definitely the water, if you would see it live, it is not something that you would seek out to have for yourself, for sure. So they make a lot of sacrifices for it.
So you all, you would think just organizing this would be enough, but you talk about boots on the ground. You guys, how many times have you been to Africa now?
We've drilled 13 wells since 2021. I don't think we've been to every single one of those. Like in Senegal, we did 5. You know what I mean? So that was just one trip. But it's 2 or 3 times a year.
I think Ashley's been probably 6 times-ish.
I think more than that.
7,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Wow.
I've been a couple. Ava and Cora have been once, and so we'd love to take teams over there too. It's a really cool thing to experience.
Big eye opener.
Yeah. So the first initial trip, were there any kind of instances that happened along the way getting there, or any kind of crazy things? So I know it's not like just hopping in your car and driving from Deloge to Farmington.
I mean, it's a pretty big.
There's always challenges. I feel like the enemy, if you're doing God's work, always wants to put wedges in it, and you have to literally just let it roll off your shoulders and keep going.
We've had some luggage issues.
Last visit we had 18 pieces of luggage and we got 6. Ooh. And every single one that we got was the people that had been like first time African goers, and like they got their luggage, which was so awesome. And then every single time we were visiting a school, we would get a dump of the exact luggage we needed for that school. It was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. And by the end of the trip, we had every single piece, and we got to gift every single thing that we had originally brought. Like it was like, okay, we can't stress about things. It's all in his plan. So
we've never had any situations where any danger or anything like that. There's been luggage issues or issues where you get stopped at customs and you've got to we bring back a lot of coffee, and so the last time coming home we had 2 50-pound bags full of coffee wrapped up in plastic bags and 1 kilo cubes. So
that probably drew some attention.
That feels very odd going through customs, but you could smell it from the back of the plane. So they just laughed, and it wasn't a big deal, but it was a little nerve-wracking at first, walking through customs with 100 pounds or 100 kilos of coffee.
But before we talk to your kiddos that have been a big part of this, I want you guys to touch on 2 quick things. One, the response from this local community to what you've done. Yeah. And then 2, some of the videos you've posted online of the reaction of the people over in the Senegal and the other areas where they've seen the water come out of the ground for the first time.
Yeah.
It's literally one of the best experiences I've ever had every single time. There's tears, there's shouts, there's screaming, they're high-fiving. I mean, these people walk hours for dirty water. So for it to be in their community, clean, fresh, drinkable, it's not just drinking, they can plant a garden to have food. You know what I mean? Because they're not walking so far. Like it's such a life-changing thing for these people, and it never gets old. Every single time, it's just like this emotional, beautiful moment.
Yeah. Locally, I think for us, 4 or 5 years ago, we'd kind of made it a life goal of, hey, someday we would love to dig a well. And when we kind of put out that mission to do that, we realized how many other people kind of in some way shared that.
Wanted to help.
That mission, that feeling of wanting to provide that as well. The community, friends of ours and people we'll literally get a check in the mail from somebody in Arnold or something, and they heard Ashley speak somewhere, or they've heard of us through a different church or something. And so you just realize how connected we all are, whether we know each other or not.
What about the big gala coming up this month?
Yeah.
So March 15th, we have a masquerade ball. And so you get all dressed up and you wear a mask for about a solid 5 minutes.
Before you get tired of it and take it
Before
off.
you get
put it on
tired
the
of
table.
it. And it's just going to be really fun this year. We have a comedian coming.
Yep, Scott Long. He's a clean comedian out of St. Louis. He does a lot of corporate stuff, and he's super, super funny.
Yeah. And we have amazing auction items like silent auction and bigger auction items for our
Live auction.
live auction. We're so excited. Our speaker is coming from the South. He has been drilling wells in Kenya for over 10 years. So that's pretty cool to get to hear his experiences too.
Well, let's talk to the next generation of well diggers now. We've got Ava and Cora, two of the Grindstaff daughters joining us, and they've been a big part of this now for several years. Girls, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Tell me a bit, Ava, about what you've been doing to help out with the Living Well project.
So I've made blankets to be able to go.
Not just blankets. Come on now. These are really awesome. Tell me more.
I don't know.
So she hand knits blankets. We have our girls make their way to get to come with us. So they have to make their own money. And she's been hand making blankets for probably 8 months now. And we auction them off on Facebook. And she's already done making her money. Cora, on the other hand, just realized that she was going with us because our nephew's going her age, so she's going to go now. So she's still got some blankets to make.
So is that what you're going to do, Corey? You're going to make blankets too?
Yep.
Tell me about the blankets. Do you have like a certain kind of blanket you like to make, or a certain pattern, or is it just whatever comes to your head?
Just like whatever comes to our head.
All right, and you sell them online, right?
Yes.
Now, you saw how much money your sister's blankets went for, right?
Yep.
Were you kind of surprised that your blankets went for so much money?
Yes.
Were you
Very surprised.
happy too?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
very
pretty
grateful.
sweet to see the community again support our girls to be able to make their own way on their mission trips.
By the way, you also sold me this a couple of years ago at a fish fry. I just so you know. So they are pretty good salesmen.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. Now, Ava, you have been to Africa already? Mm-hmm. What was that like?
It was amazing. I love seeing how the people were like so happy just to see water that we get every day.
Did you make some friends?
Yeah. They're really like welcoming and stuff.
And Cora, have you made the trip yet, or will this be your first one?
I've made one trip.
Now, who was the video about where you told her, I think it was right around Chris, that was you. Well, tell me about that experience when they let you know on Christmas that you were going.
I didn't know. I just thought it would be in 2 years, and as soon as they told me, I just I really wanted to go, and so I just started crying.
You know what? I started crying too when I saw it. So
I cry too every time I rewatch the video.
what's that airplane flight like for you guys?
The seats are really small. It's not very fun. It's very hard to get sleep.
Because how long is that flight?
2 8-hour flights.
Oh my!
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Do you get time to do anything other than help dig wells? Do you get to sightsee or anything?
Yeah, at the very end of the trip, we usually go on a safari ride.
Ooh.
What kind of animals have you seen?
Yeah.
We've seen lions and giraffes, elephants, zebras,
Monkeys.
monkeys.
The hippo. No. We were watching a hippo and it farted in the water. It was so, I got it on video too. It was so funny. It was like making its own jacuzzi, huh?
Yeah. Very cool.
You don't want to talk about the hippo?
So our last safari was we were right beside Mount Kilimanjaro. So that was in the back of we'd have a giraffe and then Mount Kilimanjaro in the background. It was breathtaking. So cool.
What was your favorite part of the trip, Cora?
I really liked seeing the kids they really liked us, and so it was like really fun to play with them.
Do you guys still keep in contact, email, Facebook, things like that with any of the people?
Well, they don't have social media, but we definitely do. Like, I have contact with most of the principals that we've drilled the wells in, the schools, and every time I reach out, they're just like, this could not have been a bigger blessing. They've started gardens in their school to help feed their kids healthier foods, and they're able to like start buying meat for their kids to actually eat meat, so they can get protein because they're not having to buy vegetables. It's so cool. Yeah.
Just the stories you hear about Africa and going to the river and the alligators and the crocodiles, just to have that not on your plate
Exactly.
anymore, that's got to be
exactly.
huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Is it too late to get a ticket to the ball?
No, you can definitely get a hold of us on Facebook, Living Well Project, and ask for a table. We have a couple more left that we could squeeze in for sure.
You've got a couple more kids
Yeah,
that
come on,
hopefully
kiddos.
will at some point in time be making the trip
Yes,
with you.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're so ready to come to Africa.
Let them introduce
say hi, girls?
themselves.
Hi,
Okay, what's your name?
Molly.
Hi, Molly. How are you? Are
Good.
you ready to go to Africa sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it make you mad when everybody gets to leave and you got to stay at home?
Yeah.
I like how she got right up to that microphone, though. That's impressive. Good
And What's your
job.
name?
Willow.
Willow. Now, when we said 1 million people might be watching this, you were kind of disappointed because you were hoping for more, weren't you? Now, do you all still sell lemonade in the summer?
Yes.
Yeah, and you always help out a family with that too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool, and that's a whole group of you too, isn't it?
Yeah.
What else do you all want people to know about the Living Well project, as well as the ball coming up? Anything?
Well, first with the Living Well Project, we just appreciate all the support. We definitely couldn't do it without it, and just having everybody on board just makes it a big community effort, which is what it's all about. As far as the ball, we're excited. If you're interested in coming, let us know. We'd love to have you and love to talk to you about what we do and hopefully interest you in maybe going to Africa someday.
Awesome. Girls, can we get you to do us one more favor before you go?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be a professional podcaster now, and all you have to do is repeat after me, okay?
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Thanks to everybody for listening to the Parkland Podcast, hosted by Jason Lowry and Mark Toody. We come your way every week from the barn in rural St. Francis County, and we talk about great topics like the barn and all community events going on, and we'd like you to be a part of the podcast as well.
Go.
Could you repeat that?
How about if you just say, thanks for supporting the Living Well Project?
Thanks for supporting the Living Well Project.
That was much easier, wasn't it?
Great work. The Grindstaff family joining us. And again, you can help out the Living Well Project. Find them on Facebook. Get in touch with them. You can attend that gala, and you can have your own fundraisers to help raise money for these folks that need your help all across the world. And they're our guests here today on the Parkland Podcast. Want to thank Booze and Bark Carpet, Flooring, and Granite for sponsoring the Parkland Podcast. That is the #1 name in our region when it comes to flooring, comes to countertops, when it comes to trailer sales. The website is boozeandbarkflooring.com. And Mark, they make it pretty easy, even for a guy your age, to navigate.
Even a guy like me. The beauty of what they do is you can go in and shop. If you're the kind of person that likes to look at what you're shopping for, you can go in and they'd love to talk to you. But you can also do everything through the comfort of your own home through the online process, which makes it real easy as well.
It sure does. But if you want to get in there, you want to see it, you want to feel it, you want to get a good idea of how it's going to look in your house. I mean, spring is coming. Oh, spring, please get here soon. Soon. And you're going to want that new flooring. You're going to want your house to look its best. It's a great investment. So why not talk to the name that's the best in the area? And that's Booze and Bark Carpet, located on Highway 67. Wave at us when you see us on the billboard.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Let's find out what's up with the United Way of St. Francis County. Of course, we have the president of the United Way of St. Francis County right here, Mr. Mark Tody, and of course, the executive director of the United Way of St. Francis County, Suzanne Baker. Suzanne, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me today on this windy, beautiful day.
Yes. Good to have you here. It's a busy time. We had a little bit of a lull in January and part of February for the United Way, but that really allowed the group, the organization, to kind of do a lot of planning, a lot of gearing up, and man, we're hitting springtime running, aren't we?
Yeah, you call it a lull. I called it our planning time.
Yes.
So we had a lot of planning time, and we got to meet as a board, and we got a lot of really great things in the works for the United Way and new and exciting things for St. Francis County. So I'm super excited.
I guess the big thing is right now is grants are coming in from our different agencies we support.
Yeah, we're starting to see those grants rolling in. Super excited to start giving away some of that money that we worked so hard to do all these fundraisers for. We're excited. This will be my first time that I get to hand out grants with our amazing board. So I'm super excited. And we still have time. So if people are out there and they're a non-for-profit that works in St. Francis County, you still have time to get your grant application in by March 13th.
And that's the two big requirements. You have to be a not-for-profit agency, and you have to be in St. Francis County or serve, I guess, the residents of St.
So
Francis
serving
County.
the people in St. Francis County. So that's kind of our largest requirements. You do need to be a non-for-profit, and you need to be serving people in our community. So helping with the needs of humans within our community. So are you helping with food? Are you helping with clothing, shelter, education, mental health? Those are the types of things we're looking for. We're looking to give a boost to our community and the people that serve here. And so we're really focusing on that.
The money that comes into the United Way doesn't stay with the United Way. We turn around and give it back out to non-for-profit organizations. That's been one of your big pushes since coming on in late September, Suzanne. But your other big push that I have really noticed is just getting the recognition of the United Way and what it does out to people in the community.
Right. I really want to make sure that everybody in the community knows what the United Way does. And that a way, these people that necessarily might need help know that they can come to us for help. But then other organizations know that if you're looking to give or donate to a non-for-profit, sometimes it's hard to choose. How do you decide if you're going to choose one non-for-profit versus the other? Well, what the United Way does is it allows you to give to the United Way, and then we give back to 27, 28, or hopefully 40 or 50 non-for-profits. So by donating to the United Way, we're able to distribute that money out through all the non-for-profits, which just takes that decision-making piece off of you and just letting people know that that's what we do. That is our job, and we are here to support the community. And then we're also really trying to get up into the House of Representatives and work on some legislative issues to help here in St. Francis County better serve the people. We worked with Mizzou this year and found out what Mizzou took kind of a temperature gauge of St. Francis County and found out what the people of St. Francis County felt were their biggest needs. And so that's where the United Way is going to focus of St. Francis County. We're going to focus on making sure that we're servicing those people and their greatest need throughout our county. So every county is going to be different. What does St. Francis County need? And so, yes, that's what we're focusing on and getting out there and making sure people know who we are and that we are here to help them.
Go ahead, Mr. President.
And the response, especially at the state level, you've talked with Mike Henderson, you've talked with Dale Wright, you've talked with Becky Lawbinger. It's been really impressive. They really want to take the ball and run with this too, don't they?
Yeah, don't forget David Cater. Big shout out to David
Oh,
Cater.
yeah, St.
You can't
Francis
forget
County.
David Cater.
Yeah, on a more local level. for
Yes,
sure.
yes. We've went out there. I've talked to all of them, and we as a board have talked to them, and they're so excited to work with the United Way and see it build and see what we can do throughout our county to improve it. And they're really passionate about this. So
You're also working on really promoting 211. For folks that aren't aware of what 211 is, this is a pretty big service.
yes, this is a massive global service that United Way runs. So it's not just ran throughout the United States, but it's ran actually now globally. So that is another piece they added. And we're continuing to add pieces to 211. But 211 is your emergency resource when you don't have a necessary medical or emergency that 911 needs to handle. So kind of what we're trying to make sure people understand is 911 is for your emergencies. If you've got something going on, if there's a fire or something that 911 needs to handle, they handle it. But if you're looking for housing, if you're looking for food, if you're looking for mental health help, if you're missing daycare, if you know of somebody who needs a resource for a hotel overnight. They were inundating the 911 system with phone calls. And so the United Way set up 211. So you can call that 211 and we will get you a resource in St. Francis County. Or if you're not from St. Francis County and maybe you're stuck in St. Francis County and need to go home, we can set you up with a resource to help you get home all the way across the state and even globally. So 211 is an excellent resource. Use it. We're really encouraging people. Jason, you're in the educational program. We're encouraging the schools to start teaching 211 in their schools so that the parents know, so that the kids know, so that they know if they need some kind of assistance with something, we will step in and help them. And we're working with all of the local law enforcement officers and all first responders are now being trained on 211 to know exactly where to funnel these phone calls. And I think it's really going to be a extremely productive thing for St. Francis County. And if you are a resource, you can actually have yourself added to 211 as well. And those are all vetted resources. So when you call 211 and you're getting help, it is an actual vetted resource. We have done our homework, we have done our research, and we know that the person you are calling is indeed going to provide you assistance.
I want to send a shout out to Meg Reiner. She was on the United Way of St. Francis County Board of Trustees. She was the originator of bringing 211 to St. Francis County back when we first did this 15
Huge
years
shout out
ago.
to her.
Yes. And Suzanne has really helped kind of give it a rebirth here in the last couple of months, which is really awesome. Now, the United Way of St. Francis County Board of Directors, they are a hardworking group, but they're also a fun-loving group. And we put together some events that we are hoping will be fun for the community to take part in, and we've got one of those coming up in just a bit.
Yes, we do. We're so excited. We have the best board. I might be biased, but I think we have the most incredible board. I have to say that my president's sitting right here, right?
It doesn't hurt.
But we have such an exciting board and such a fun board. And so we are able to come up with these incredible new ideas and take some of our old ideas and kind of spin them into something new and refreshed. One of those is we've always historically done Girls' Night Out.
Right.
Jackie Berry started that. Big shout out to Jackie Berry.
Yes.
And so Jackie Berry started that. We love Jackie.
Yeah.
So Jackie started that, and we wanted to see what we could kind of refresh and make new. And Jackie worked very hard to give us her ideas, and we've came up with something really I think is going to be so neat and so fun. And so instead of the girls' night out, we're going to have kind of a girls' day out, but we're going to include younger people too. So these moms that necessarily couldn't get out because they had maybe their kids and their husband was doing something, or maybe you're a single mom, now you can bring your kids. And we're going, I know, how fun.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have tons of exciting things coming. We're going to center it around the Kentucky Derby. Who doesn't love the Derby? Who doesn't love those amazing hats that you get to get out in? And so you can dress up, or you don't have to. I will probably find me some big fancy hat. And we're going to center that around. And that is going to be happening May 10th. And that's going to be at the Iron Knot.
Oh,
so,
beautiful place.
Yeah. So we're going to step a little bit outside of Farmington. And make sure that our community knows that we're not just a Farmington base, we are St. Francis County based. So we're going to be heading up into the Iron Knot, and we're going to be from 2 to 4 having an incredible derby day for women.
That is going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I'm a horse girl, so this was right up my wheelhouse, and I'm super excited.
Got to give a shout out to Lee Ragsdale. He's kind of taking the ball and running with it.
Yes, Lee and Stella and Harry and Heather and just really everybody on our board has done that. But Lee and Stella, this is something they are just so passionate about, and they're running with it. And it's going to be, if you know those two ladies, this is going to be incredible. It's going to be over the top. It's going to be probably the event in St. Francis County because that is what Lee and Stella do.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see some really, really incredible things rolling out. One of the other things we're super excited about, which is new, is the United Way is going to have a fundraiser, and it's going to be a pickleball tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming out this fall. And we're going to be running that in conjunction at the same time as Blues, Brews, and Barbecue.
Okay.
So you can go down, have your dinner, or maybe play pickleball first and then have your dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to some music, but spend a good time downtown, and our pickleball tournament will be downtown. And for all the pickleball players out there, it's going to be super competitive. I think I heard that people come from, we talked about it, multiple states people come in to do this pickleballing. So I'm super excited to learn how to play pickleball so I can come and do that.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, that's coming up in September. In between the Derby and the pickleballing, we're going to have a little thing we like to call our grant presentation ceremony.
We are. We're going to have our grant presentation ceremony where we're going to be able to give out all that money that we raised throughout the entire year of 2024. And we're going to be able to give that out to all these non-for-profits. And then we're going to also have Dine Out, which we always do. We're going to work on some new fun stuff for Dine Out and hit some summertime ice cream shops. So these are just some of the new exciting things that the United Way is rolling out. And it's just going to be a fun, united summer.
The summer of unitedness in St. Francis County.
Yeah.
Are there any board terms coming up? Is anybody?
No, we're keeping our board forever.
Keeping everybody
we're
forever.
keeping them
They're all
forever.
lifetime members, right?
No, actually, we do have some open positions. So if you're interested in coming and joining our board, I promise you it's a lot of fun. We meet once a month, Tuesdays, usually an hour, and it's the last Tuesday of the month. It's super fun. We have a super involved, super incredible, super enthusiastic board. I can't say super enough because that's what they are. They're just a super board. And we're really getting some things done. And it's a really awesome way to make an impact in your community because of how many people and non-for-profits we do touch.
There are a lot of different organizations and groups that will support great causes, and they are all wonderful. But the United Way of St. Francis County is the one that hopefully, in a perfect world, we can support them all.
Right, exactly. I kind of like to throw this analogy out there, and I know Mark's heard it a million times, but if there was an umbrella, the United Way would be the umbrella, and all of the non-for-profits would be underneath them because that's who we are trying to support. So we would like to be that big umbrella that covers all of those other non-for-profits and make sure that those non-for-profits are thriving in our community so that we can help all of our citizens here in St. Francis County.
Now, we're not ready to really go public with this, but there's one thing I can guarantee you for sure.
Okay.
Suzanne will be back on the podcast. And
Okay.
the next time she comes back on the podcast, we're going to have some news about a new partnership that we are forming in the area.
I wasn't sure how far Mark was going to go with that.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, this is it. This is it.
It's a tease.
It's a really, really exciting tease. And I'll tease it a little further. Some of our United Ways that are throughout the state of Missouri have some incredible partners that partner with them. If you're a Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift fan, you might have seen Travis Kelce bebopping around in a United Way shirt.
Okay.
And you might have seen the Cardinals Wells, and you might have seen the Blues be bopping around in some United Way gear. And so we're going to look forward to having some partnership with people where we can put our name on some of their gear, and we can really partner with them to further things in St. Francis County and help more people. And that is really what that is about. These two organizations, the United Way and the blank that we won't mention organization, are very, very large leaders here in St. Francis County and very excited to work together to make a huge impact here.
Wow. So start guessing
Yeah.
who that is.
Yeah, maybe we should have a
comment
Parkland
below.
podcast guest where people can send that in.
Ding, ding, ding. I like that.
That is really cool.
But I guess you're going on now almost 6 months
Yes.
with the United Way later
Yes.
this
Started
month.
in October.
Well, actually, you started in September.
September 15th was my official first day.
Yes.
But it didn't really hit the ground rolling. I don't like to say until October 1.
Has it been being director? Has it been everything you'd hoped for?
It's everything I've hoped for and more. Helping
answer.
people is really, really my passion.
Yeah, it is.
I have gotten to do that so much, and I have got to see the incredible impact and reach that the United Way has, and I just really don't think that I was meant to be anywhere else. So this has been just the most incredible experience.
She's done a fabulous job.
Absolutely, she has. No doubt about
Thank
it.
you.
Very, very cool.
He has to lie because he's our president.
United Way of SFC.org. Again, if anybody has questions about the grant application process, sometimes that can be a little
It's all
tough.
on there.
You're there to help out. The
Yeah.
website has all the information.
Absolutely.
Just call.
Call me, send me an email. We're always willing to help. And check out our website too, you just mentioned, because we're going to have all of our incredible events on there. You're going to be able to RSVP to those. And that's where you're going to get the firsthand knowledge of all those exciting things that are coming up that we may not have told you about on the podcast yet.
Bell ringing, payroll deduction. Anyway, just want to write a check to the United Way of St. Francis County. You're the girl to see.
I'm the girl to see. Yep. And you're always welcome to our board works so great together. So if you happen to know Mark Toady, he's kind of famous. You guys just bebop around, or Jason. They all know how to get in contact with us. So
Yes.
if you needed to, you can always contact one of them as well.
Yeah.
Very good. Suzanne, thanks so much for coming and talking to us.
Thank
It's
you
always
for having
fun.
me. Always.
4 or 5 times on the podcast.
I love this podcast. This is
Same.
one of my favorite things to do. It's so much fun.
I think it's 4 now. I think this was the 4th visit, so you've moved past Kevin Engler again.
So really what I'm trying to do is a hostile takeover of the Parkland podcast. I'm going
Okay.
to be up here next in the middle with a mic.
Who are those guys on the podcast with Suzanne?
Yeah.
Tom's going to have to redo the song, though, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that rhyme with Suzanne, so
No.
I think he'll make it work out.
Right. We're just really grateful that you guys have us on as much as you do. And I know that you guys are really passionate about the United Way. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
Suzanne Baker, Executive Director, United Way of St. Francis County, United Way of SFC.org. That's the website. And she's been our guest here on the Parkland Podcast.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Big brothers and father-in-laws love the music segment of the Parkland Podcast. They always skip up to it and probably listen to that part first, but that's okay as long as you go back and watch all the commercials.
It all, baby. And
Watch all the commercials.
Yeah.
That's the most important
Support
thing.
our advertisers.
Absolutely. But this is where Mark and I pick out a song and an album. And we've also added another little category we do at the end. But first, let's talk songs. What do you have for your song of the week this week?
Paul McCartney, Jet.
Ooh, yeah.
Great tune from his Band on the Run album. Not the biggest hit. It's only like a top 30 hit. Great tune, though. from Paul McCartney from the 1973 album Band on the Run, which is really one of his better solo albums.
Yeah, I agree.
Along with maybe, I think it's called Lamb is the one that they had, which had Maybe I'm Amazed. Great tune, though. Great tune. And my album, we're going local. We're going head east. Never been any reason. This is called Flat as a Pancake. It had some great hit songs like Never Been Any Reason, Love Me Tonight, City of Gold, Fly By Night Lady, Jefftown Creek. Great tunes on this album. They didn't do much after that, but they had a pretty good 3 or 4 year run. If you're young, you may not know who Head East is. Kids, check them out. They're really good.
I saw them in concert with Loverboy
That'd have been a good show.
many moons ago. Song of the week for me this week, I'm going with the 1993 song Nature Boy from the band Primus. And basically this is just a song about dancing around in your house naked when nobody else is around.
All right, then.
But yeah, no, what a great tune. And Primus is always a good listen. Kids, if you're interested in weird sounding music and very heavy bass guitar, Primus is your band. And then for the album, look at this beauty.
That's a classic.
Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. And as you can tell, this album has seen a few plays on the old turntable. But back in 1968, Johnny Cash decided he wanted to do a live album. And, of course, he wasn't going to do just a normal live album. He went to the Folsom State Prison in California and recorded this album, and it's one of the best-selling albums of all time, and for good reason why. Let's see, what do we got here? Of course, we got the Folsom Prison Blues. We got the Cocaine Blues.
That's a great tune, by the way.
Absolutely. The Orange Blossom Special's on here. The Long Black Veil. Oh, what a great song. The Wall. Jackson, he pulls June Carter out. I can't believe he let June Carter stand up in front of all those inmates. And then, of course, Give My Love to Rose. I got Stripes, The Green Grass of Home, and the Greystone Chapel. And, of course, he did Boy Named Sue, I know, at this concert as well. But I don't see it on the track listings here. Maybe I overlooked that. But what a great album. What a great artist. And I think, didn't Metallica go back to Folsom Prison and do a live album, I think, as a tribute to Johnny Cash? I think
not a huge Metallica fan, so I don't really...
Yeah, but
I don't dislike
think
Metallica.
That.
I'm just not a big fan.
Yeah, but I think they went back and did that too. Okay, so are we calling this 5 faves? Because I have more than 5, but basically we got like a little prompt each week where we think of songs and music that tie to a certain thing. And this week's theme is bands with geographical names. Who made your list?
Well, I was all Midwest.
Yeah?
All Midwest. Okay. Groups like Missouri. Missouri, by the way. I'm trying to think of the name of their big hit song.
Moving On.
Moving On. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving On from Missouri. America, of course, Dan Peaks from Farmington, Mo. Black Oak, Arkansas.
Ooh.
Chicago, one of my all-time favorite bands, at least up until about 1976 when they became kind of bubblegum-ish, but that's okay. And then Kansas, which was one of the first concerts I ever went to at Six Flags when they had just come out with Song for America. That's how old I am. And they were just killer, and I've loved them ever since. So I could have gone on. There's more, but I wanted to leave you some as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Boston was the first name that came to mind, the self-titled debut album. Has there ever been a better debut album than that one?
It was a great one for sure. The problem was their second album took 5 years to come out, and it sounded just like the first album.
Yeah. But Boston definitely makes the cut. Brownsville Station.
Yeah.
Was a cool. Were they the Martian cigarettes guys?
And I freaked because the feller next to me was a Martian. Hey, boy, what you got there in your hands?
Those are Martian cigarettes.
Yes. Great tune.
And then I'll get a little global with you. We'll do Asia. Heat of the Moment is one of the best tunes of all time.
But what is it that's really appropriate about Asia?
About Asia? It's in between Europe and...
It's where all the band members came from. This was a super group, man. They had folks from King Crimson and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and several other very well-known groups come together to form this band in the early 80s. They were really good.
Wow. And then, of course, 80s metal would not be the same, or I should say 80s hair metal. That's probably a little better. Would not be the same without Europe.
One-hit wonder.
Yeah, they had two. They had Carrie. That was their ballad.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Final Countdown.
Yeah, but that's the
their
one
biggest
everybody
tune.
really knows.
Yeah. But Carrie was a good one, man. Especially if you were hitting on a girl named Carrie when that song came out, and you could sing it for her. And then you mentioned Missouri. I want to give a shout out to the Flat River Band. The Flat River Band. That way we got everything local covered as well. So those are your musical bands with geographical names. Did we forget some? We probably did. I'm sure there's a lot more great ones out there. But think about that next time you're talking about music with your friends. Who do we have coming up on next week's episode of the Parkland Podcast?
I think we're going to get political again.
Okay,
and we're going to go to Park Hills.
All right. So hopefully being able to touch base with all three of the candidates running for the mayoral position: Stacey Easter, the incumbent mayor; David Easter, a former mayor. We got another one of those former mayors in the race, and then Danny Nocky. I believe he's been a councilman before.
He's been involved in the political scene for a lot of different
Yeah. So you got, again, like we do in Farmington, and I think like we do in Deloge too, we have quality candidates to choose from in that mayoral election. So we'll have that for you for episode 39 of the Parkland Podcast. The Parkland Podcast, you always joke about your friends that you wish happy birthdays to from high school. The Parkland Podcast is getting close to AARP status.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start wearing glasses.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we eat the nachos now?
Hey, this is from Subway. I got this from Mike. I went in there this past Friday, and he was telling me about their new menu item that is coming out in April.
They're empty.
Foot-long nacho. Well, they weren't,
They
let
were.
me tell you. And I am so excited about this. There are so many good foods to eat at Subway that go beyond just the sandwiches. There's the soups, there's the pizzas, and there's the cookies. I'm just getting hungry thinking about it. But this will be coming out in April. So
Cool. Very, very good. So check that out at your Park Hills, Deloge, your Farmington Subway. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week for episode 39.